Welcome to Portugal. Welcome to Portimão. Welcome to the Algarve. This is the FIA Formula 3 magazine show. Round 9 of the season from the Autodromo Internacional Algarve. It's a new track and a new experience for most of the drivers here in Portimão. 4.7 kilometers long, a real roller coaster of up and downhill sections, high and low speed corners. All the teams enjoyed a 2-day test on Wednesday and Thursday to find the right setup for this track, ready for round 9. But first, championship leader Antonio Giovinazzi enjoyed a new role last weekend, racing in the DTM for the first time. Well, it was a big surprise for the FIA Formula 3 European Championship leader Antonio Giovinazzi to be asked by Audi to compete in the famous DTM series.
I had some tests with Audi last year in the rookie test in RS and half day in licensing this year in April. And I think I did quite a good job. They was really happy, so they gave me the opportunity to be there in Moscow like taxi driver. And actually when I came there on Thursday, they give me this opportunity, really big opportunity to drive the race weekend. Yeah, for sure DTM maybe you have a lot more meeting than F3 for check the car and everything. But the car is quite similar to drive compared to F3. Maybe yeah, it's a little bit heavier than F3, so when you lost the car it's a lot more difficult to take back. But I think the braking is quite similar because they have they have carbon brake, so you can brake quite late. And yeah, the only thing where I was a little bit worried was the pit stop and the pit entry and the start, where for me was everything new. But with the team we checked everything from the other team, from the other drivers, and in the end we did a good job. Also in the pit stop, it was the 5th more fast, so I'm really happy for this result. Thank you. My big problems was in the racing, where the view is a lot different from F3. You are inside one car, in one touring car, and you sit in the left side, so it's not in the middle. So in my first lap I was a little bit lost. I saw many big cars around me, and you for sure you can have contact also in DTM, so it's a lot difficult and a lot different from Formula car. But yeah, it's something where you need to learn with experience. I think more race you do, more experience you take, and more normal will feeling for you. Yeah, for sure I would love to be DTM racing driver. It will be a good opportunity for me. Many drivers already did this step from F3 to DTM. So I will do my best in these last 3 races in Formula 3, and I will see what can happen next year.
So Antonio Giovinazzi did a really good job in Moscow. In qualifying, he was only 0.4 of a second slower than the pole sitter, with race results of 19th and 21st. He scored no points, but he left some vital DTM experience. Well, now we're back in the Algarve, but first we have to check the track.
Hi, I'm Raul Hyman, driving for Team Westtech F3 in the Formula 3 Championship, and I'm going to take you around 1 lap of Portimão. Right, so on the start-finish straight, you want to keep your steering wheel as straight as possible, but you really have to choose where you want to drive because of so many bumps on the straight. So now you're coming into turn 1, it's the best place for overtaking. You're braking at the 50-meter line, and it's a really hard brake, 75 bar, over the first curb, over the second, and you really have to be smooth with the steering wheel for turn 2. Now over all of the exit curb, and it's a late brake, trying to get over the inside curb and maximize your exit because it's flat out from here all the way to the next hairpin. Use all of the road at the exit, make sure that you're running the car out as wide as you can without abusing the track limits too much, and pick your braking point. It's right at this escape road. and you really want to maximize your exit here. So even if you don't make the exit quite right, you can really use all of the curb and really straighten up your steering wheel so that you get the right exit that you want. It's flat out through this next right-hander, and now it's all about the braking and making sure that you maximize it and slow the car down right so that you can get the exit right here again, using all of the exit road that's possible. This track is all about your exits, and you really want to keep your minimum speed up to help that as well. So here it's quite a tricky corner here because of the crest. You can't really see the apex, but you really know that you've gotten it right when you get over the apex curb and use all of the track at the exit as well. You want to keep as smooth as you can and align the car for the braking, and it's right at the 50-meter line again. This corner is all about minimum once again, and you want to make sure that you get a clean exit so you can get over to the left-hand side for the next braking point. The penultimate corner is about minimum speed once again and opening up the steering wheel, using the exit and getting onto the throttle as quickly as possible. Now the last corner is flat out, really, well, it's pretty easy, but you want to miss all of the bumps and make sure that you get right behind the next guy in front of you so that you can overtake them to the next corner. That was a lap of Portimão with me, Raul Hyman. Keep your fingers crossed for me for the race. Thanks.
Yeah, we will indeed. After a really good test with top 10 results, Hyman struggles in qualifying for the first race in Portimão. He'll do his best from 23rd. On pole position, we find Brit Jake Dennis racing for the Prema Power team. Also on the front row, his new teammate Nick Cassidy from New Zealand. After competing in the series in 2014, this is a strong return.
Yeah, I'd like to think it's not a surprise. It's a fantastic team, many good teams in this championship for sure. It's tough, but you know, I've been racing in Japan, I'm leading that championship, so you'd like to think that the level is high there, and you come here and I think the two championships are pretty equal.
It's a perfect 1-2-3 for the Prema Power team with rookie Lance Stroll in third.
Sure, it's an amazing result for all the team, having in all the 3 races the top 3 position, and even on race 2 the top 4 position is for us. It's a great job of all the team and all the drivers. Now it's a bit of stress for the first corner, but let's hope that everything goes well.
A new starting procedure this weekend for race 1, but the lights are only flashing. This is a bit of a surprise for some of the drivers, and Nick Cassidy stalls a very bad start for the Kiwi. Down into the first corner, it's Jake Dennis from Albon, Stroll and Rosenqvist. As the rest of the cars filter through, Ferrucci attacking George Russell. Nine laps completed. Jake Dennis leading from Alexander Albon, Felix Rosenqvist in third, Lance Stroll fourth, Antonio Giovinazzi, the championship leader, only 10th. Here he is overtaking teammate George Russell for 9th. A few laps later, the number 8 car of Lorandi attacking the 22 Jeffrey. This is for 17th. On the penultimate lap, the Red Bull liveried car of Calamilo hitting Nick Cassidy. And that's the end of the race for the front row starter. On the final lap, Jake Dennis leading comfortably ahead of Alexander Albon. Felix Rosenqvist tries for third, but in the end it's Jake Dennis who takes the win from Albon from Felix Rosenqvist.
I managed to have a good start. I kept the lead, and then I just pushed on. I pushed quite hard at the start and got a gap. And then Alex closed a little bit just while I saved my tyres, just in case there was a safety car. and towards the end I doubled the gap to like 3 seconds or something. So yeah, for me the car was really good. I can't complain.
Kramer had quite a good race pace, but fortunately we had a really good first 10 laps, I think, of the race. That was enough of a gap to get close to the twist for him to have not enough time to overtake. I think maybe one or two more laps and he could have overtaken me.
So I managed to get like 2 guys off the line, and then I got Lance in the second lap. He braked a bit too late in turn 1, and we had a bit of a side-by-side moment through the first chicane, but yeah, it ended up good, so I was P3 from there on, and then I tried to look after my tires a little bit and have a go on Alex in the end, but it was quite difficult when I got close to him with the turbulent air. But yeah, I mean, the car was very good, and we put our worst tires for this one, obviously, because I was starting 7th, and then I have 2 pole positions for the other 2 races, so yeah, looking really good, really good.
After the break, warming up tyres on the formation lap. What happens when it goes wrong? Stay with us.